welcome. The show is in honor of. It's a show where we bring information to the general public, to veterans' families, about ways that we can help our veterans with their plight for health and everything else in this life that we go through. And we hope to bring them information. With me is co-host Paul Dietrich, who's here all the time. And Paul, who do we have today?
Mm-hmm. Well, ladies, could you introduce yourself and tell us what you're here for?
Okay. My name is Jeanne Zeiff. I am the Elder Abuse Program Director for the Community Agency for Senior Citizens.
And I am Albana Telic. I am the Program Director for NY Connect on Staten Island, which is an information and referral program for individuals of all ages, regardless of any disabilities or anything.
Jeanne, you want to give us an overview of the CASC?
Sure. Okay. First of all, I want to thank you for inviting us here today. We take every opportunity to let the community know about the Community Agency for Senior Citizens, which is also known as CASC. CASC has been around since 1974, and we have very proudly served Staten Island for all of those years. We're a not-for-profit social service agency. Our mission is to keep seniors aging in place, having good quality of life, and having all the services that they need. And when Paul had asked, do we have any specific services for veterans, all of our services could really, really help veterans. What do? We do everything. Everything for the person over the age of 60. We have case management, which is Meals on Wheels and some housekeeping or some home health aid hours. We have transportation services, which includes a shopping bus and also medical transportation. We have crime victim and crime prevention services. We have friendly visiting services. If there is a homebound senior, they would meet with a friendly visitor. That's all it is, somebody to come in, somebody who's isolated, somebody to come in and to help them. We also have housing services, and we have neighborhood senior centers as well. And we have case assistance services. We have everything. I like to consider our agency as the hub. So what I tell everybody, if you have any questions, any interest, any concerns, call our agency first. And if we can help you, we will help you to where you need to be. My program is a little specific. As I said before, I am the Elder Abuse Program Director. What is elder abuse? Elder abuse is the maltreatment of a person over the age of 60 by somebody that they're in a trusted relationship with. And that word trusted is the one we look at 90% of the time. That's based upon a study. It's our own family, it's children, it's our spouses. And what we were talking about prior to the show is I did a little research on veterans, and I think we're all aware that there is a large portion that suffer from PTSD. And when you bring in any sort of mental health issue, which is a huge risk factor for elder abuse, it kind of goes through the whole family. So it could be the person that's the veteran that suffers from it, which makes them vulnerable to be a victim of elder abuse, or it could be they're the ones, unfortunately, inflicting the abuse based upon their mental illness. So our services are valuable for everybody, and especially for veterans. We're here. We're here to help. We're here to identify. We're here to let the public know that it's a lot more than just hitting. It's a lot more than physical abuse. It's emotional, it's verbal, it's psychological, it's financial exploitation, it's neglect. And these are the services, and we help. We provide social services and guidance, and we have very, very good relationships with all the police, all the police stations, the courts, adult protective services. And the other thing that we were talking about are scams that are going around. And what Albana, she can talk about it a little bit more, they're specifically targeting the veterans. Sure. So we need to be aware of this. Yesterday, I had the fortune of meeting with the captain of the 123 precinct, Captain Wilson. He is so concerned about the seniors that are getting scammed out in his precinct. And as we were talking, I didn't even know this. There is a specific scam for veterans.
Sure.
So this needs to really be addressed. People need to be aware of it. And Albana, would you like to talk about it?
Yes, so I am the program director for New York Connect's program, which services all individuals regardless of age, and it's the only program at CASC that actually provides service to those who are under the age of 60. We have encountered in the recent months a very apparently common scam for veterans, where veterans are being charged a certain fee, or they're being asked to, give back to these private entities that are scamming them to give a certain portion of whatever their benefit that they receive. So in some instances, they're being charged for the aid and attendance program to help apply for that benefit, where in fact you do not need to pay anybody any fee to apply for the benefit. But these private entities are sort of selling their stories to veterans by saying that this could be a quicker process, and knowing that it may take a little bit of time for that benefit to go into effect once you apply for it. And unfortunately, we've learned that a lot of veterans have fallen victims of this scam. We have reached out to Department of Veteran Affairs and brought this to their attention, and it seemed like they were already aware of this scam going on for quite some time. And we made them aware of entities that we have encountered, giving out flyers at community events, and making it appear that they are legitimate companies, where in fact they were just taking advantage of our veterans. And in addition to that, how we assist veterans is connecting them to various resources in the community, to different VA services, where we kind of help them reach out to these places. Our program, New York Connects, does not provide direct service, but we connect individuals to various resources within Staten Island. And then if we encounter an individual who may reside in another county, then we help them connect to the New York Connects in their county, as there are New York Connects offices in all New York State counties.
I just want to go back a little bit to the scam, and I think it's extremely important for the veterans out there or the families to understand this, especially nowadays. We've just managed to get past legislation on the federal level that gives benefits to what's called the Blue Water Navy veterans. And basically, those were the Navy veterans who served within 12 miles of the coastline of Vietnam during the Vietnam War. And part of those benefits could be applicable to a widow of a veteran who died from one of the illnesses from Agent Orange. And the really bad part about this particular scam is that if that woman now applies and goes through one of these scam artists, they will take a percentage of whatever benefit she gets. And this could be a very large benefit. You're talking 50 years since the Vietnam War, and they would be paying benefits for that long for somebody's illness.
Right.
It could be a tremendous amount of money. I'll give my own case. If I had gone to one of these agencies for my hearing loss, they would take 20% of my benefit. Well, my benefit that was paid in lump sum, because it took 1.5 years to process it, that was over $1,000 that I would be paying them for just helping prepare it.
Right.
The really sad part about that is that any veteran, whether they are a member or not of the Veterans of Foreign Wars or the American Legion or the disabled veterans, can go to those agencies and will have help with their claims free of charge. That is what these agencies do.
Right.
So please, if you do find any of them, you can go to any one of those. They will help them process their claim. And there is no charge for that service. That is what those veterans agencies do.
And what we tell the community is, if you get a flyer, you get a phone call, you get anything. A lot of people get pop-ups. on their computers. Before you do anything, verify it. Contact us. Contact the police. The community affairs are very well educated in all of these scams. It's a big push that they're doing right now. It's very, very important. So before anybody does anything, let us know. We will check it out to make sure that it is
That is very,
for real.
very strong advice that you're giving.
Yeah,
I mean, just yesterday, we started to talk earlier. I got a phone call myself. Now, this wasn't related to veterans. It was related to my police department career. I got a call, and they were soliciting substantial amount of money to support New York City Police. Okay.
Right.
Well, in fact, there are no funds that help New York City Police. New York City is an entity upon itself where the city supports the police. Okay. As far as you donating to a fund, in most cases, they represent a police organization somewhere upstate New York. It may be a detectives association where the membership is 100 people, but they substantial amount of money they were looking for. And I told them very clearly, I says, number one, I'm reporting you to the DA's office, which I did. I says, number two, you don't represent New York. You never could represent New York. And it's absurd that they would target senior citizens who work police officers, senior citizens who were in the military, to take whatever money they can from them, and it's nothing but a scam.
Totally,
And
yes.
it's actually disgusting.
Yes.
Yep.
It's just annoying.
Well, it's more than disgusting and annoying. It's dangerous, and it's really hurt a lot of lives. Okay, it's really a lot of people have fallen to it and have given a lot of money.
Exactly.
So we try to go out and to let the community know that we're here, as well as the police. The community affairs in every precinct is really involved with this.
Right.
You know, we have flyers. We have a flyer with all the scams. There's one scam that we try to tell everybody about. It's so authentic. A lot of them are really authentic. The person on the other end gets so nervous and right away says, "Is that you, Mary?" So they have the name.
Right.
Okay, so what we tell everybody, when you get that call, ask a question that only your family knows. And if they can't answer it, it's a scam. So.
Yeah, and we do, like Jeanne mentioned, we do a lot of community education and outreach, and we try to go over like the most common scams that are happening, and we always try to stay up to date with what's happening because the scammers are always a step ahead. So we try to learn as much as we can and just go out there and educate the community as much as we can.
Yeah.
How would somebody get in touch with your agency?
Okay.
Okay.
Well, they can call us, and I can give you that we have one main number.
That would be good.
But everybody has different extensions, and New York Connect has a different number. But our main number is 718-981-6226. My personal extension is 146, and if people want to call, I can direct, you know, even if it has something to do with elder abuse. We also have a website, www.CASC, CASC-NY.org. It's new. So we've got to get all those letters together. And we also have email. Everybody has different email. It's our first name, usually our first name, last name, the same as our website, CASC-NY.org. And as I tell everybody, you can send a pigeon over with a note. We need to get, especially from my department, we need to get to the people that are being abused behind those hidden doors, because it's really a very private crime that we don't really hear about. So we take every opportunity.
And a lot of senior citizens would be afraid to bring that private crime to your attention.
Yes. Yes, and every referral is confidential. Nobody ever gets it out where it comes from. It could be anonymous, which is fine. We just need to reach those people, and Albana can.
And I'll give the New York Connect's direct number. It's 718-489-3954. I would like to also add that we do at New York Connect what we call options counseling. So if somebody reaches out to us and may not be inquiring about a particular benefit or about anything in particular, they just want to know, is there anything out there to help them, whether it be with their medical insurance or with home care or legal or housing. We will do like a general screening and just find out where they're at in life right now and how we can be of assistance, and just educate the individual of what's available out there, what options do they have. So we encourage anybody to call, even if they don't necessarily have something particular in mind. And we have a lot of resources just within our agency, all the programs that Jeanne mentioned earlier. And if there is something that we cannot provide within our agency, we will connect you to any resource out there on Staten Island. We have great connections, really, and relationships with a lot of other community organizations and other programs that help seniors, veterans, and really anybody in general.
Okay. Will that phone number get them direct to you, or does somebody else get it?
That phone number that I mentioned is the New York Connect's main number, but I'll give my phone number as well. It's 718-981-6226, and my extension is 140.
Sure.
And as you mentioned, it's 50 years since the Vietnam War.
Yes.
So they're seniors.
Yes.
Okay,
They are
we
seniors.
have an entire population
Exactly.
that really could benefit from all of our services, because the age from my population, for CASC is 60.
Yes.
So
Excellent.
right there.
I know in previous discussions with you, we had talked some about repairs, home repairs, assistance and things like that, because we're all too old to be climbing around on ladders nowadays. I yelled at my wife last year for putting up Christmas ornaments. I said, no, that's done. We have to get the ones that project now. So could you talk about that program? Because I know there's a lot of senior veterans now that are used to doing things by themselves and really need to think about moving on.
Right.
Yeah, I could mention a little bit.
Sure.
So CASC itself does not do any home repairs, but we do refer to a lot of different programs that are either grant funded, where the services that are provided are they don't cost anything, they're free. There are different loans that seniors can qualify for if there are major renovations or major projects. And we connect them to those programs. We assist in the application process for those programs, and that's our role in connecting connecting individuals to home repair programs.
Okay.
It's very important, because when we started this program, we had 4 of us that started this in honor of program 8 years ago.
4 different veteran eras.
Wow. Wow.
Was
And
World War II, was Korea, Vietnam, and myself for Iraq.
Wow.
and we've been very successful. How many programs, Paul, did you say?
We're over 800.
Yeah.
Wow.
Over 800 times on the year. One of those that started was a dear friend, Frank Zelinsky, who was actually frozen in the
Chosin Reservoir.
Chosin
North Korea.
Reservoir of Korea from the Korean conflict. Okay, and he was painting his house, and being a independent guy, instead of using a ladder, he used a paint can to step on to paint up, fell off the paint can and died.
Oh.
Yes.
And I think of something like that, and a dear friend, and I think of something like that, and I said, there was no need for that to happen.
No.
If you think about it, we fight all of the other things that come with life, that takes your life, and something like that happens.
He survived North Korea.
So
Right.
whenever,
And right in a paint can.
whenever,
That's terrible.
whenever
Sorry
we
to
can
hear.
help people in
Right.
that era.
Right.
Uh,
Well, as I just
it's-
said, 50 years from Vietnam. So,
Yeah.
so everyone is eligible for our services, and there's so many. The other thing that I briefly mentioned was crime victims.
Yes.
If you are a victim of a crime, contact our office, or our office will contact you. We do get the reports from every precinct. You can be reimbursed for certain items that have been lost or damaged or stolen or whatever it is. So we provide that service as well. So there's just so many.
It's a great thing that you're doing, both organizations.
Yeah.
It really, really is. And it's a necessary thing.
Right.
Because, I'm up in age, and like Paul's up in ages. We need help at times, and
Yes.
and you're there.
Right.
You're offering the help is with the point that we're trying to get across to the people viewing the program is, we're there to help, and these organizations are there to help.
Right. I can speak on behalf of Albana. We're very honored to be in these organizations. We do such good work, and on a very selfish note, it makes me feel good. So especially what I see and what I encounter all the time, and it's just an amazing organization with so much to offer our community, our seniors, our veterans. We're here to help. So I always say, no matter what the issue is or what the question is, just call us. Somebody will be able to help or direct you.
One of the issues that I've heard from a number of the veterans roundtables, it deals with something we talked about a little before. Many of the veterans that go to the VA have to go for special services, and it's not available here on Staten Island, so they will have to either go to Brooklyn or in some cases Manhattan. And for myself, getting to Manhattan is an issue. It's going to take me probably a full day to get there and back for an appointment. Is there anything available out there that you know of that would be able to get a veteran, for example, to the VA in Manhattan and back home?
Transportation is a little tricky.
We do have a transportation department, but it really only services local, Staten Island. However, again, I would welcome you to contact our transportation department. They might be able to help you. As a matter of fact, the director is a veteran.
Is he? Excellent.
Okay. And he might know the resources, but our transportation is for Staten Island.
Okay, so
which
it's
is
within Staten Island
right,
itself.
which is really great also. We do have limited medical transportation. As I said before, we have a shopping bus, so that really helps out a lot of people.
Yes. And there is a van from the Staten Island Clinic that goes
to Brooklyn?
to Brooklyn, but it only goes once a day.
Yeah.
So you
There's
have
also
to,
Accessoride that we can help with the application.
yeah, there was some issues with that also.
Yeah.
It's just
Accessoride is they will get you to your targeted area on time, but the trip home
you don't know about.
you don't know about because they may pick you up at your location and then have 2 stops in Bronx and the Queens
On the way home.
on the way home.
Yep.
And getting to Staten Island can become a journey and a half,
Sometimes we also ask, individuals who call us to find out what the reason is, what type of special service are they receiving that they need to go for, because there may be different organizations that, provide transportation to individuals who, may have a certain diagnosis, and we try to kind of look at the resources that way as well. So it's always good to give us a call and see what we can do. And
I know a lot of the programs the VA has helped out by making them available on Staten Island, but not all of the programs are covered.
Heart, for example, heart issues you have to go to the Manhattan VA. So you have a veteran with a heart issue who's got to take a bus to the ferry, then take the ferry, and then take a train, and that's really not the best
of course,
situation for somebody to be in.
Yeah, we try to do a lot to advocacy that way to just try to figure out, maximize the resources available.
Before we wrap up the show, which we're coming close to, we've been talking I'd like to recap where our services are. So, Jeanne, if we could start with you and give us a quick recap of the services that you offer for veterans, actually for all people of the senior category.
As I mentioned, I'll try to be quick. Community Agency for Senior Citizens has been around since 1974. Our mission is to serve all the seniors on Staten Island, to give them a very good quality of life and to provide as many services as possible which all of our services are free. We offer case management, case assistance, entitlements and benefits, transportation, crime victims, crime preventions, community outreach, community education, friendly visiting, and the list goes on and on and on. And my program is elder abuse, where we are working diligently to challenge this horrific hidden crime and to prevent it and to provide services for this crime for everyone.
And New York Connects is a program within CASC, servicing anybody regardless of age, to try to connect them with different resources, whether they be within our agency or outside of our agency within Staten Island. And those topics that we can help with vary. They could be from legal, from housing, to home care, to immigration services, home repairs that we mentioned, really any topic. We encourage anybody to reach out to us, even if they don't have anything particular in mind that they're looking for, and we can help educate them in, as far as what's available, what options do they have, given the particular circumstances of any individual.
Could you again give the contact numbers?
Thank you.
Sure. Okay. 718-981-6226. And my personal extension is extension 146.
Okay, and my personal extension is 140, the same number. And then the New York Connect's main number is 718-489-3954.
And I just want to give one more extension. I'd like to give extension 150. That would be to our case assistance, and that would kind of coordinate a lot of various services.
Okay, and it's important to note here that there is no charge for any of these services.
Everything is free.
And we can accommodate in all languages utilizing Language Line, or some of our staff may speak a second language.
And all referrals are confidential. We will never divulge where they come from, especially in something as what my particular department does, which is elder abuse. It's a sensitive issue, and people don't want to know, so we want to let everybody know. It could be completely confidential. It could be anonymous. Well, it will be confidential.
Ladies, I'd like to thank you for your participation today. It's been very, very informative, very important.
Thank you for
Paul,
having us.
as always, thank you for bringing the guests to us and getting everything rolling. And as always, you're there helping, Paul, and getting us started.
Thank you.
Thank you for having us.
The important message here is, if you need help in any form whatsoever, and you're a veteran, a senior citizen veteran, and even if you're just a senior citizen and you need help, there is help out there for you. Don't try and take the world on by yourself to solve your problems, because sometimes you go in the wrong direction. With that being said, please use these services, and thank you for watching in honor of. We love you for watching. We will continue to bring you programs like this.